Pilot episode, Deluxe Corner.
Hey IJ, how's it going?
Hey, Vin, we're doing it.
We finally are doing it after talking about it for
one
is-
snippet conversation on a Thursday night Bible study, and here we are. Do you want to do the honors?
Yep. Welcome to the Deluxe Corner.
Wow, what an intro.
Yeah, wow.
Shout out to my cousin Eliud, who's actually a very good Twitch streamer, and he does like a lot of great music. So shout out to my cousin Eliud. Hopefully I'll put some information about him somehow, and if for those who are watching on YouTube, or for those who are listening, somehow I'll plug him in. But yes, this is it. We're actually doing it. So Vin, I guess you gave a little bit of context as to why we're doing a podcast, and it was a very spur of the moment last Thursday, in fact, to now where I guess we've got the equipment, we've got the professional help, industry help. Thanks, Daniel. Shout out to Daniel.
Hey,
Wait,
Daniel.
just a clap one. Oh. And that is shout out to Daniel. Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks,
Shout out. I'm
Daniel.
still learning how to use this, I guess, soundboard thing, and I should just keep it there. And hopefully, I'll get used to it. I need to. It's silly, man. I didn't memorize the different. Anyway,
It's just one of those things you keep doing it and then it just becomes burnt onto the back of your brain and you'll know which buttons to press.
Hopefully, I'll get burnt. Yes. Hopefully. But yes, we're here.
Yeah. So why did we when we started talking about this, why did we want to create a podcast?
That's a good question. I'm glad you're the host tonight. Well, I guess this was a small conversation where I guess this podcast is called the Deluxe Corner. And it was kind of a play from what we do at church. We go to St. Barnabas Anglican Church in Fairfield. And what happens is normally at church, there's segments before the sermon. And one of the segments is called the corner. So it's either whoever's hosting, like Trisha's corner or our minister's corner or Vino's corner. And so there's these different corners that we do to get to know the different church members and to get to know different people. And so I thought that it'd be great if we actually had a longer time rather than 5 minutes. Why not have a whole podcast? And that is why it is called Deluxe.
The Deluxe
The
Corner.
Deluxe Corner.
To be honest, when I first heard it, it sounded like a chocolate brand or something.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, it does. It does. We're not sponsored yet, but please, if anyone is interested, please sponsor us and give us money. No, that's not what we're about here. We're actually opposite from that. We're about just, having great informal conversations where we're able just to talk. So disclaimer, don't take anything we say as law or it has to be. This is just lighthearted conversation and opinions. And hopefully in the future, we may get more professional people or people that are more qualified in speaking certain topics. But I guess, this is just a great way of just getting to know our friends and our church family.
Yeah, so we're just a couple of laymen. We're both from the same church in St. Barnabas, Fairfield. So like IJ said, it's just a bit of a platform which we talked about creating to basically share our lives and talk about certain things and topics that we are really interested in talking about. And it's hopefully something we could keep doing and keep hearing people's stories and just maybe a way of us building relationships and just learning about one another and and
I think that's kind of a great thing because in in the social temperature that we live in right now, I feel like there is a stereotype with men and not really chatting or getting to know. So I think this is a great way of, putting ourselves out there to be able to, create this new culture of being able to open up and just chat and say how we feel, whether it be sad, happy, it's all good.
Yeah,
it needs to be let out. And that's just a snippet of a future topic or conversations. But I'll point that to the side let that be.
Certainly for me, when I listen to people talk about themselves, it does intrigue me a lot. Like, I'm really interested in hearing people talk about themselves. And it's just one of those things. You hear stories about people, and it helps you to know someone a lot better. And so, yeah,
definitely. Okay, now that we've introduced the segment, let's introduce ourselves, because I don't think we've done that properly yet. We had a little hey Ajay, hey Vino at the beginning, but Vin, why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Vin. What do I say? I live in Glenfield. I go to church in Fairfield, St. Barnabas, along with IJ and a couple of other people who we want to get on board with this.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was gonna drink. So that's general aspects, I guess. What do you do normally? Day-to-day basis?
During the week, I'm a fire safety engineer, and I've been doing this for about almost 10 years now, and something that I kind of fell into. It wasn't anything that was overly passionate about in high school or in the uni. It kind of just fell into it, and I've been doing it for almost 10 years, and just a lot of I basically am involved in building sites during the design stage, during council submissions, providing solutions for building non-compliances. So, I feel like I'm doing something, contributing to society.
In saving lives.
Saving lives.
One engineering manual at a time. Fire engineering manual at a time.
One building at a time.
Not all of us can be here.
I wear a high vis on site, and I like to tell myself that's my cape.
That you're important because you're wearing very bright colors.
I'm the guy who turns up on site with a clipboard, and everyone's like, "Oh, here we go again. He's back. He's gonna start, crossing some stuff off and
getting people
we're in trouble."
You can be like, do you ever threaten people like, I could have you sacked for that? If you ever if anyone steps on your toes or you don't use your power for that?
I feel like I have some form of authority when I turn up on site.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I feel like when I come on site, everyone's like, "Oh, everyone be ready. He's here. We should make sure everything's ready. We clean up on site.
Right.
Make sure all the systems are ready to be tested."
So the purpose is obviously to ensure safety.
Yeah.
And that, it's for the greater good of the people working there and for the future community that's going to inhabit the building or whatnot. Yep. So,
There's a balance between, it's heavily driven by the industry, which is heavily driven by costs, but it's also, there's a requirement aspect in the building industry where stuff is required, but then further along the chain, it just gets missed by, it goes down to from designer to, designers, architects, and then down to the builders. And then somewhere along the way, just that some stuff gets missed, and there's a big change in the industry at the moment. And so there needs to be some sort of policing aspect in the building industry, and that's been big lately. There's a lot of cladding, building fires that's been happening.
Right.
So
That's
we're definitely under
serious stuff.
Yeah, we're under a microscope at the moment.
Yeah, that must be stressful.
Yeah. It is.
But yeah, definitely. Thanks for sharing about what you do for a living. And I guess I want to hopefully ask this question on a deeper level in the future. But I guess in 5 seconds, how did you start to go to church and become a Christian?
Yeah. I guess the idea of religion has been on my mind since youth. Like I knew people who were religious, who went to temples and who prayed and who, devoted their lives to living a certain way. I never really went to church until when I started second year uni, and a couple of high school friends brought me along to a big church, and I thought that this is pretty cool. People came up to me, talked to me, asked me how I'm going, and then it was just like listening to a really uplifting talk and singing songs. It was just like amazing atmosphere. And then further along down the track, a couple of years later, met up with different friends, and I started to go to a smaller Vietnamese church, which had a youth service, English speaking service. So
Is that the one that later formed
the church that we're going to now? Yeah, so that was that was the earliest form of 6 p.m. church, which was in the morning, and then we came together with St. Barnabas, and then we later formed the 6 p.m. church, which I'm very glad to be a part of now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, during my time going to church, I've been greatly and deeply encouraged by certain people who have been a part of my journey, and it's helped me to shape me to be someone who loves the Lord and calls Jesus my Lord and Savior.
My heart.
Yeah.
That is so heartwarming. Thanks for sharing. No, that's awesome, dude. Really awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about yourself? What do you do during the week?
So I'm also work in kind of the fire safety industry, but I'm more of a graphics coordinator at a fire safety company. So I draft fire evacuation diagrams, and so I just draft diagrams that tell you there's a fire, get out of the building, fire
go that way.
And go this way, fire bad, green exit good. So that's basically what I do. Yes. And obviously during this COVID period, just a lot of, usually I would work in an office, but at the moment it's just a lot of working from home, and we don't know how things are going to look in terms of if we'll go back or not. So yeah, it's still up in the air, but I'm still thankful to God that I still have work. And I can still
praise God for that.
Yeah. So thankful indeed. Yes. And I guess I started going to St. Barnabas Church. I've always been going to church my whole entire life. My mother and father are both Christians, and ever since then, me and my family have just always been going to church. I have one older brother, and we just been going all my life. I guess I didn't really become a Christian until my mid-20s, and then even then, not until now. Like, God has been really opening doors and and opening my eyes to certain things, and growing and pushing me as a man of Christ, and so I hope that I want to share more in a future podcast, hopefully, of our testimonies, so we can delve deeper. But I've just been a Christian all my life, but didn't really become one until I was a lot older, and I feel like I'm growing a lot as well, attending St. Barnabas, just being able to be surrounded by like-minded Christians to help spur each other on to mature in our faith in Christ. And yeah, it's just been a great journey, a hard journey, painful journey.
Yeah.
So much drama.
Tell me about it.
Maybe we'll talk about the drama in the future in terms of how we grew from it. Not gossiping, but like just situations that help us grow in Christ. But yeah, that's how I ended up at church. And I guess that leads me to our next segment is, I guess, how did we kind of meet? I guess you were going to the church since the beginning of its lifespan. I kind of came toward like, not really middle, but like a couple years into the church being what it is now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you were there before me, but I came around 2015.
Yeah, I feel like the first time I saw you would have been if I dig really deep, it was like during a dinner after church.
Yeah.
And I realized that Arn brought someone along.
Yeah.
I assumed that was Arn's high school friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he tends to bring high school friends to.
Yeah, because Ryan.
visit
Shout out to
church.
Rye Dog, our good
Hey.
friend Ryan. But yeah.
Yeah,
Ryan.
so my earliest memory of you was after dinner at church. We were having something like Korean barbecue or something. And I think I walked up to you and I introduced myself
Yeah.
and I asked you who you were.
Yeah, that
and
sounds about right.
Yeah, and then we naturally just talked about work because that's something you'd bring up. One of those first topics of conversation you'd bring up.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, oh, this guy's in fire as well.
Yeah, I remember thinking that as well. Yeah, I remember chatting with you, and yeah, I felt like I could talk to you heaps because we had like similar jobs and similar office situations, and we like complained heaps about the same things. I think that's what bonded us: complaining about the same work situation.
Yeah, complaining about work.
So if you ever want to bond with someone, complain together. Sometimes it's a bit therapeutic.
Have you ever met anyone who's not complained about work before?
That doesn't exist. That's not a reality. That's a pipe dream. So let's.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like. I feel like it's humanly impossible not to complain about what you do, because I think you introduced me to this article before about things becoming mundane. Like, you know, it can be exciting at first, but then eventually things become mundane. So, but yeah, it's just that same kind of idea. Well, we will get bored of it eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Human tendency to want something fresh.
Yeah. And that's how we then became friends. And ever since then, we were just always chatting. And now I am best man.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be best man at your wedding. Yes, I made it.
Honored to have you.
Honored. Yes, thank you. It's great. Like, if you ever want to become a best man, someone just complain about work with them, and it will lead you here. Being best man and doing podcasts together. Woo! Anyway, but yes. But I think that's enough for now of getting to know, I guess.
Yeah, nice.
Me and Vinh Dang, and I'll switch it over to you, Vin.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got some. So the whole idea behind this is we're creating a platform to talk about certain things, right? We want to talk about stuff that, you know, is on everyone's minds, which is also something that we can talk about as just guys who
informally.
Where this is like a very you know, we haven't prepared anything at all.
Yeah.
So we're kind of talking.
And I think sometimes it's hard for us to talk about things in general, especially in a church atmosphere sometimes, because I feel like we put a pressure on ourselves to kind of have to be prepared or have to know the answer or be theologically sound, which is not a bad thing, but it is something that, you know, we don't necessarily need to be either. So it's just okay to just have a light conversation, and hopefully this will bring up questions that can, hopefully then we can ask people that can give us some more insight, that might have more insight. But I think it's great to have a platform where we can talk comfortably and have a disclaimer that, yeah, we're not saying that everything we say is correct and should be taken as 100%. It's just, I guess, where we are in our experiences and our reflections on things. So that's all it is. Yeah.
Well, the first question I have on my
Okay, I'm
notepad
ready.
is,
Okay, I'm ready.
and this is a very personal question to myself as well. I was actually talking to my fiance about this today, and I was writing down some stuff, and this is
Yay! Sorry, late. I'm still figuring it out. Woo! Sorry, ladies. He's taken.
So the question is, how involved should men be in wedding planning?
Oh.
This is, and
I have no idea, being the single man in the room.
I,
Even Daniel, our sound guy right now, is way younger than me. He's in him. Anyway, that's it. Okay, sorry.
and
Yes.
this is all new to me as well. I mean, it's not like I've done this before. So, new to you, new to me.
Right.
It's-
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know, but I just feel like I have watched a lot of movies about weddings, previously. And from what I see, it's just like, you're just there. Well, it seems like in these movies they depict these male characters as people that are just reassuring the bride but never question the bride. So I just feel like you're just there to say yes, and if they're indecisive, don't give them an answer. Just let them figure it out. Because I'm just saying, I'm afraid for the men in this situation because it's a very stressful time, and I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm just saying that when there's a high pressure situation and there's it's an emotional thing, it's a bit hard to navigate. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. Okay. Well, let me tell you how, where I'm at the moment,
Okay.
and then you can jump in and tell me what your thoughts are on
Okay.
this. All right. So we booked a venue down towards down south near Wollongong, not quite reaching Wollongong.
Okay.
And so we booked a venue. We were both happy with it. We saw that it fit enough people, all the guests we had on our list. So we were quite happy with that, and we went ahead and booked it after 2 weeks. We had only visited 2 venues. We had a couple in mind, but only 2 of them were venues that we were actually keen on.
Oh, okay.
We decided on wedding bands. That was pretty straightforward. I mean, I chose my wedding band within 2 minutes of seeing what it looked like.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What else have we done? We decided on the guest list. Given current COVID situations, we had to reduce our numbers down to 150. So we have less than 150 people. So yeah, just it was pretty tough choosing who was on the list. It's just because
Wow, I can't imagine that, like just having to choose your top 150 people in your lives.
yeah,
And it's not just your life, it's her
Yeah.
life as well. So
Yeah, exactly. And then yeah, it was just a really hard decision to make, and it's just hard saying it because it's not the top people in our list. It's just we love everyone, and it's just just given the current situation, it just made the decision a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got her dress. I probably shouldn't say this. Maybe you can cut this out if I need to ask permission from her before this goes live.
Okay.
But
okay.
she got a dress.
I'll just go.
I'll ask her first, and then I'll let you know if this is allowed to be kept in, whether you need to cut it out or not.
Okay.
She got a dress a week or 2 after I proposed to her.
Okay.
Which were I found that was really impressive that she got it.
No, like
quick.
I there's a lot of say yes to the dress that comes out to my YouTube feed, which I watch. But I'm just saying that there's a lot of preparation that comes into it. So you're supposed to do it as quick as possible because it takes like heaps long. And you're ready. Your wedding doesn't even have a long like time frame or preparation. So
No,
that's one of, they always say that's the first thing thing
yeah,
to do
okay.
to kind of
Yeah, because I was
get
told
sorted.
it takes 8 months
normally
to
Yeah.
put a wedding dress together. But
and
yeah.
especially if there's alterations and refit. So I'm
Yep.
guessing she's well organized. So if anything,
Yeah,
that's
she
not
is.
that's not like freaky. That's actually like applaud worthy. Oh, I used it right this time. Woo! No, I think you can keep that in. That's like a good thing. That's a positive thing. It shows that she knows what she wants.
Yeah.
So
She is a woman who knows what she wants. Yeah. So
that's why she took this. That's why she bagged this one. Look at his beautiful house. Well, you can't really see it, but this is his house. He already has a house.
we're
I know.
seated in a corner. But
This is the corner. I get it because deluxe corner.
the deluxe corner.
The deluxe corner. Woo.
Yeah. So
Yes. cut.
what else have we done? We're sorting other stuff out like insurances and stuff, big stuff like which church are we gonna go to in the future
Ooh.
after marriage.
That's a tough one. I feel like that's a lot of that could potentially be a deal breaker I hear for some couples.
Really, that's
Maybe. I don't know, but like I can see that
yeah.
being something that's extremely hard for either one of the party to pick, depending on how rooted each one are in the
Yeah.
church. But yeah, that's a difficult situation.
It certainly is hard to make that call. It's especially if you've been to your church for a long time and your church, their family. You're I mean, we talk about the future where when we're in heaven and we're reunited with our brothers and sisters eventually.
Yeah.
But then the reality is that we're living in the now, and to not see your church members on a weekly basis, that's it's tough. It's it's not a decision that is made lightly. We talked about it.
That's a series of deep conversations. Hopefully we can get into that in the future and how that looks.
Yeah.
Maybe in future, maybe Rachel, that's his fiance's name. Faye wants his name. Fiance's name. That can hopefully definitely come in. But I guess your question was, how involved do you feel you were in this? First off, what was your experience?
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't think too much about it, but I got the feedback from her that I'm a lot more involved than what she thought I was going to be.
Well, that's good.
That's a good
and I
sign.
think
it came when we talked about wedding invitations and how the wording would look like.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And we sorted it out. We got the wedding invitations finalized and all good.
So I think the question is more like, how the personality type of the bride, because I feel like there'd be some brides that would want to control everything because it's something that they've dreamt about their whole entire lives, so they want it to be absolute perfect to their standard. And so it should be because it's always the bride's day and the wedding day. But but Rachel comes across as really chilled. Like I don't feel like she's the I need to control everything and you have no say. Like she seems like, or you both are mature. In your case, I think you're involved as much as you can be and you should be.
Yeah. Let me let you know how I feel about my wedding day as well, because I don't know. I guess for some people, and that could be guys or girls alike, right? A wedding day is one day that comes and goes, and then you're married for life. And so to put so much pressure on one day, is it worth it? I mean, that one day is also a special moment. It's your marriage day as well, your first day of marriage as husband and wife.
Right.
But then, I don't know. I guess I always thought about my wedding day as well. Like it wasn't something that I can't only girls think about, but guys think about that as well.
Definitely. Let's normalize that. Guys can think about their wedding dates too, and it's okay. Normalizing it. That's
Since
okay.
I was a little boy.
Actually, no, I've thought about my wedding day. I've already thought about like, I want black and gold. I want to wear gold chain, which probably won't happen. But anyway, anyway, back to you, Sam.
Yeah. So I've thought about that. So I think how involved I've been at the moment is normal. Yeah. Having a say in how the wedding invitations look like, what the wording is like, choice on venue, and other stuff. I mean, I probably won't have too much say on the bouquet and floral arrangements and all that.
Right.
Not because, but
it's just something.
I feel like
that doesn't really affect the male side of the bridal party. That affects the females.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that want to like obviously have a specific color scheme because let's be honest, females seem to have just a better eye when it comes to colors and putting things together. Where I feel like sometimes us males may struggle or may not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But generally speaking,
I can tell you if a floral arrangement looks good or not, but then I can't describe to you how the beauty of it and how it's been,
or like the color composition or that something like that.
Yeah. Give me a walnut to crack, and I'll smash walnuts.
Give me a jar to open when it's too hard to open. Put a little elbow grease into it. Anyway, I see what you're saying.
So yeah, I feel like well, the thing I keep telling my fiance is the reason why I've been very involved in all this wedding planning is because if you want something done, you gotta do it right. Not that my way is the right way, but you gotta. The way I think is that you should carefully think about things.
Yeah, definitely. And I think to do things right is having conversations with people involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
In any situation, is to talk to other people and to weigh up other opinions, and hopefully you can give you some insight into things that you might not have thought of. So, definitely.
Exactly. Yeah. So, that was my thinking behind how involved I was with the wedding planning and how involved I am with the wedding planning right now.
Yeah. Oh, no, it sounds good. Like, for some insight for Rachel, his fiance, if you're watching, he has never expressed any complaints about you or this whole process. So good job, girl. You're killing it. You're killing being an awesome bride. So it sounds like it's been a cool, smooth ride. And I think because as well, I think it's weird because like I thought this would be stressful for you guys because we're in COVID, and so things aren't set in stone and things are changing. But it seems like you guys are ready and willing to roll with the punches. So if it means like, nope, you can't have that many people, you have to reduce it to like 10 or something like that. You guys seem like you already have a backup plan.
Yeah. Whatever happens on that day, we're getting married. So whether it's 150 people or 10 people or 5 people.
Yeah. Because what did you guys learn from this whole experience in COVID? What you were telling me just before Rachel left. Actually, she was here just before.
What did I learn?
Remember, you guys, it's not about along those lines. It's not about you and Rachel were saying it's not about like the celebration aspect, but more about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. So, no, sorry.
Maybe no. It was actually. I'm sorry. No, it was. I didn't mean to set you up for failure, but it was Rachel that said it. Like, she was just emphasizing the point that it's more about getting married rather than the celebration aspect or that kind of aspect.
Yeah, the whole celebration aspect being a day where we celebrate, have a party with friends and all that.
That's our good things, but then it's not the important thing.
Yeah, it certainly challenged us about what we think is important for marriage. We love celebrating with friends. We love eating with friends. We love, just chatting and partying with friends and catching up with people. Yeah. Just being able to share a joyous occasion on our wedding day is a special moment. And I mean, and it's rightly so a special moment because you want to celebrate with friends and family.
Yeah.
But it also, we also think that the marriage day is important in that we're making promises towards one another in the presence of God. And so That's what's important for us. And so whatever happens on that day, it's gone ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm very
if that means
encouraged.
we're celebrating at a Macca's drive-through afterwards, then so be it. That's how we do it.
Yeah, as long as it happens, it happens. Actually, I heard a lovely thing that you guys were willing to if you had money that you'd send the food over to people, to groups of people that were celebrating. If it was like a podcast, if it was a Zoom wedding kind of thing.
Yeah. So if it turns out to be a Zoom wedding or something, and if we've already paid the deposit for the venue and we've paid for the food, then what we might do is maybe get him to pack them into containers, and then we'll send them out to people. And that way we could celebrate from home with people, share a meal together over Zoom.
That is lovely. No, that is such a heartwarming gesture. And I'm really encouraged.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Yes, definitely. Oh, well, no matter what the outcome, it'll be awesome. You guys are awesome. And
thanks.
I think that wraps up our first ever podcast. And I feel like this has been mostly about us and also wedding talk with the guy's perspective. I feel like this would be something that your fiance Rachel would love to be like, I wonder what is it. She'll know now. Expose on inside. It was what you thought it would be.
There's actually not much going up in there.
Just tumbleweed and yep. We're getting through it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. I feel like it's been a very me-centered podcast.
No, it's okay because we will have many later, and we'll have time to speak about different people, about each other. So this is just a taste, guys.
I'm looking forward to that
pilot. Let's just give a round of applause. Yay! Also, a special shout out, repeat, for Daniel, our sound guy at the moment. He's just teaching me the ropes, so hopefully in the future I'll do this on my own. But I think it's pretty straightforward enough, God willing. But yes. Yeah. And so I guess hopefully in future we will have a bit more structure and a bit more idea. But this was just a pilot episode, just to test it out, see how things out, test out our equipment as well, if we sound not annoying, which is a good thing. I like not sounding bad. So thanks again, Daniel.
Because I knew that you sound better when you drink coffee.
Oh, right,
something that dries your throat. You sound better on the microphone.
Yeah, you had this whole thing where you're like, I need to drink coffee so my voice sounds deeper.
Yeah, for sure. I always have a glass of coffee before I'm on the phone or something, because I sound like I have authority.
More authoritative. So you're just drink coffee and you're just listen here.
And plus you have a deeper, raspy voice.
You sound dangerous. I get it. Yeah. For me, I'm just I'm gonna buy chocolate. Can we go to Woolies? I didn't buy chocolate, guys. Sound guy, pass me my chocolate. Yeah, this is how I survive. It's not even about sounding good. It's just coping.
We're the adults walking into Woolies. Where's the chocolate, guys?
Yeah, I know. You're I'm just going to look for some coffee now. I was like, guys, I'm just going to go buy some snakes because I'm a little kid, but I don't care. I'm proud of it. But anyway, I'm just eating chocolate.
Well, that wraps it up. Thanks for joining us on our first episode of The Deluxe Corner.
The Deluxe Corner. And I commend you for actually sticking through all of this. You guys are champs. And,
wow, congrats to you guys. Bravo.
Yeah. I know definitely we need to get a female voice on here. So we get some female insight. Now, Trish, I feel like Trish would be itching to go. Shout out to Trish Tran, our good friend who would love to be a part of our friendship best friend trio. But there's only two of us, but we call her trio and she's not a part of it. But it's our bit where we make fun of her. But anyway, thanks guys for coming and see you next time. He's just